Finally, we have access to the new starter decks, the Buggy starter deck, the one that I am most excited for, and I've actually already picked up. Now, I hope you're excited for this video of Buggy, as excited as I am, because my deck is fully ulted out already. So now we get to switch a few things in and out and go from there. So I think I have an amazing build for you going into the OP11 format. Tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's June 6th. It's release day for OP11, the official release date. We are doing a live stream opening a full case of OP11 with some awesome giveaways, such as a Shirahoshi Alt Art Leader, a Buggy promo. It's not the actual Buggy promo, it's one for the deck, the Draco Mihawk release winner stamped, and a few other things where we'll be giving a US only giveaway, as well as ripping a full case of OP11. To our international friends, I'm sorry it's US only. I just don't have the funds to just ship out internationally over and over again. I hope you guys can understand that as we grow, we will have more giveaways for you guys as we continue to grow the channel. So thank you so much. Please tune in today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again, June 6th. I'm super excited to bring you this live stream and to rip a full case and hang out with you guys and communicate with you guys and do our first big stream. Anyways, now let's get into Buggy and talk more about the deck profile going into OP11. So here is our Buggy leader. If you don't know what Buggy does, it says activate main. You may rest 5 Dawn cards and discard 1 card from your hand. Play up to 1 cross guild type. Now we have a lot of new support in some 4-cost options and 8-cost options to really help with our even curve. But because before, I mean, if we had to go second, we were just basically cooked at that point. It felt like you just had an extra Dawn to put on your leader, which is nice, but not always necessary. So let's just look at the new stuff first, and then we'll go from there. Starting with our best new filter piece, which just says if you have 2 or more characters with a base cost of 5 or more, this character gains +1 cost, meeting the 5-cost threshold that we need for our 10-cost Buggy, which is how we'll finish off after talking about these 4 costs. We'll talk about 10-drop Buggy in case you don't know. But it also says on play, if your leader is Buggy, draw 3, trash 2. So if you think about this, you're drawing 3 cards, you're trashing 2 cards, and you're playing a card from your hand for 4 Dawn. So you lose 0 cards in hand total, meaning these cards are going to be very strong. Cards that filter are really underrated in a leader that has to discard cards from hand. I mean, discarding a card is just a generic -1, so then you're playing out characters. Like when we play out Crocodile into, let's say, a Kabaji, we're losing 3 cards. We're discarding a card, we're playing out a Crocodile, that's 2 cards, and then we're playing out a Kabaji, which is 3 cards. But if we choose to instead, use our leader effect and play out a Mihawk, we're drawing 2 and trashing 1. We're playing out 1 Mihawk, right? And then we're discarding 1 card for leader effect. So when you do the math, you're only losing 1 card. Very, very strong the filter here. I really enjoy this card. I think it's really good, especially if you play it on curve. Drawing 3 and trashing 2 is just so strong, filtering through and finding the exact cards you need. Now we have some new 2K counters that we're playing as 4 ofs. It has the same first effect as Alvida, gaining +1 cost if you have 2 or more base power 5 or higher, but it also gains blocker. Being a 4/1 blocker sounds amazing, especially with a 2K counter that we can get out very easily, but it also says on opponent's turn, this character gains +5,000 power. I mean, how strong is that? A 4/6 blocker that also is a 5 cost? I mean, that's just really, really good generically and has a lot of options in the current format. I really like this card a lot. It really replaces the old Mr. 1 or Mr. 2, Mr. 2 Bon Clay that we were running. We were running it just as a searchable 2K counter. Now we are instead running Kabaji, which is just so much better and actually has utility on the board. So running this as a 4-of feels really good. Mr. 2 was just a brick in hand, basically. It was just there for a 2K counter, and now we actually have an answer. Now we have Moji, which has the same first effect as Kabaji, exact same blocker +1 cost. Simple and easy, but it also says on KO if your leader is Buggy and you have 3 or less cards in hand, draw 1 card. So when we get down to the wire, we can use this as a 5-cost 1K blocker, or we can use it as a 2K counter. But if we get down to the end of the game and we need to draw 1 more card to help us with an out, I mean, we just get it. And that's the nice part about Moji here. Moji is very strong, and it just replaces the other Moji that would play out Richie, because I never even played Richie. I thought Richie was really overrated to some Buggy players. For me, this is just so much better, and 100% I'm playing Moji all the way. So that is our main 2K counters and filter options that we've gotten, but we also were able to receive this Crocodile Mihawk 8-drop 7K, which obviously is worse statted than Crocodile, but on an even curve, you can just play this on 8, which is probably the strongest part. On play, draw 2, trash 1, so it replaces itself. So we tap 5 for leader effect, discard 1 card, right? So we're already -1 card in hand. Now we play Crocodile Mihawk, we're -2 cards. But then we draw 2 cards, right? So now we're back to even. Then we discard 1 card, so we're only down 1 card total. So this says, once per turn, if your leader has a cross-skilled character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may instead trash one card from your hand. So this helps in our Black Lucci matchup, which is one of our hardest matchups out there, and just, it's such an amazing card. Also, with the on play effect, it says play one cross-skilled type character with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So now we go back to that math. We're out 3 cards and we're up 2 cards, right? So we're down 1 total. Well, if we use this effect to play out a 4-cost character named Alvida, now we're going to draw 3 cards. So we have 5 cards over here. We have 6 cards over here, and we're still only down 1 card as we are playing out 2 bodies on the board. That is very, very strong. People do not realize the strength of this Crocodile Mihawk into Alvida. I mean, just going down 1 card and getting 2 bodies on the board is amazing. And having anti-removal synergy here, just stopping removal altogether once per turn, is amazing. It also does work on itself. It works on any cross-skilled type, so I really enjoy this card, and I think it makes the deck very sticky and really helps with our Black Lucci matchup. I think that's the priority target for running this character, so I'm only running it as a 3 of right now, because I mean, you can always run the Crocodile, and I don't want to run too many bricks. And the cool thing is we can filter through the deck so easily now with the draw 3. I mean, with a draw 2 trash 1, which is what Mr. Daz Bones does, a draw 2 trash 1, which is what Mihawk does, a draw 2 trash 1, which is what Crocodile does, a just straight up draw 2, which is what Sanjay's Pilaf does, a top 4 searchers, which is Mr. 3 Dino. I mean, there are so many options to find the cards you need. I don't think you need to run this as a 4 of at the moment, but we will see in the future if that's true or not. I think running it as a 3 of is perfect because we already have Crocodiles and Buggies to cheat out characters. We have 10 total targets to cheat out additional characters, so really helpful. Helps statistically, meaning that in 5 cards we should have 1 card to play on our 5-Don turn, and with us taking life aggressively, we will easily find bodies to cheat out bodies. Now, that's it for the new support. Here is where we get into the Buggy effect that says return up to one of your opponent's characters to the bottom of the deck, just a red rock effect. And then if you control 5 or more characters at the cost of 5 or more, which is where the +1 cost comes into play, then you may, if you do not control 5 characters with a cost of 5 or more, return this character to the bottom of the deck. So it does not stick if you do not have those 4 other characters, including itself as the 5th. So you definitely need to be spamming out bodies with like the Crocodile Mihawk, and this Buggy promo, which the Buggy promo is reprinted in the starter deck, and it just says if your leader is Buggy, all characters with a cost of 3 or 4 cannot attack, meaning that if you do not have 2 or more characters with a base cost of 5 or more, these are 4 costs and cannot attack. So keep that in mind with your Buggy. There's nothing wrong with them not attacking. Usually you don't want to until you have a full board anyways, but it also has a secondary effect that says on play up to 1 cost 6 or lower cross-skilled type, which you usually want to play out Mihawk. And with this, we are running a lot of bricks in the deck in total because we have 4 Mihawk, 4 Buggy, 4 Pilaf, 2 Red Rock, and then we're running 3 Dracula Mihawk and Crocodile, and then 3 of this Buggy. Now, we're only running 3 of this Buggy as well because of the same option with filter. Aggro is a lot less right now, so we're not too worried. I mean, you can definitely find this in your matchups. You need it pretty easily, like Bello Betty and Zoro, which are going to be very important in the format, but I don't want to run my whole deck based around that when Blue Purple Luffy is going to be 50-40% of the meta that we're running into. So I like having this as a 3 of right now. I think it's a really good option and makes sure you don't run, you know, how many bricks is that total? 4, 8, 12 plus 6, 18, 19, 20 bricks total. So it kind of helps make sure you're not running 22 bricks if we up these up and then lower down our counter size of getting rid of this Daz Bones. Now, other than that, everything else is your usual format of Buggy. I mean, the Sanjay's Pilaf, as we talked about. The pudding is really, really strong and underrated, I think. We're not running Jozu anymore, and we're not running 3000 Worlds, because if you watch my deck profile before, we were running 3000 Worlds. Instead, we're running Red Rock, and I was actually a mega Red Rock hater in Buggy before we got this starter deck, but now I actually think it's found its place, because on a 10-Don turn, we have so many options. You don't have to leader effect, and a lot of Buggy players force their leader effects too often, so if we go into a 10-Don turn, we can now actually Red Rock one of our opponent's characters, not having to lose our 10-drop Buggy, and so we can just Red Rock a character and then play out a 4-cost, which is very, very strong. It also helps with the Mihawk finally finding its place being a 6-cost character so that we don't have to force our leader effect. Again, now we can tap 6 for Mihawk and tap 4 for a 4-cost. We can play out a blocker, or a draw 3 trash 2. I mean, this card has finally found its place. 6 costs finally have an option in the deck. Before, it was like 7, go on curve, just play this out, and then go to 9, swing 7 with leader, play this out again, or play this out for 7, and it didn't work as well. It just wasn't as strong, it wasn't as consistent, and now these cards have finally found their place. with that being said, let's actually get into some games so I can give you some deep dive information into actual matchups, how we play. People are going to be playing the starter decks today because this is the beta testing. So anyways, let's get into some matchups and see how we do on the sim. I'm super excited to get this Buggy, and I got it hands-on in my deck box right now, and I'm going to be bringing it to local soon. As always, just make sure to join the live stream tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now let's get to these Buggy matches and talk more about Buggy. All right, we're starting off against Purple Black Luffy here. We're going to take first away from them. We do get the Sanji's peel off early, so we will keep this hand. There's honestly not a lot to do other than play out Buggy, so we're going to pass early. Our opponent's going to go to 2 Dawn here, and then they're going to play down Trafalgar Law, look at the top 4, and grab an Ace Straw Hat crew type character, and grabbing the 10-drop Monkey D. Luffy. So we need to think about them playing that card. We're going to hit them for 5. They are going to take, and then we're going to play out a Sanji's peel off, draw 2 cards, and pass. So we're going into our 5 Dawn options here, and more than likely, I think we're going to go into 7-drop Buggy thanks to them playing the Roronoa Zoro. They're going to swing 5 at us. They're probably going to Zoro again. We are going to take this. I love to take aggressively against a Monkey D. Luffy. Now, if they're going 5 on 5, we should counter out of this, but I'm going to show you guys how great we can be. I'm going to show you guys what true greatness is. We're going to go ahead and swing 5 at our opponent here. We could clear out the Trafalgar Law, but I'd rather clear a card from hand instead and give them one of our cards. We're going to go ahead and trash 1 card from hand. We're going to drop the Sanji's peel off because we have a 7 Dawn option in the Crocodile. We're not going to use peel off for a while. So we're going to play out Buggy. We're going to play Buggy into Mihawk. We're going to draw 2 and then trash 1. I think we're going to trash a Mr. 1 Dazbones here, and then we're going to pass the turn. So we're holding our 10 drops. We could have dropped a 10 drop there, to be honest with you guys. It's definitely not, it's going to be necessary for the 10 drop that they play later though. They're going to Dawn -1, rest down our blocker. They're going to have 7. They're going to go 6 into face here, and we are going to counter out with a 2K counter. We're going to give them the Kabaji from hand. We have 1 more 2K counter, so if they choose to go here, okay, they're going into face. We're going to take the 7 I'm happy to take the 7. I'm not going to lie to you. So we're just going to go another 5 poke into face. We're going to leave our blocker as active. We're going to play out 7-drop Croc, and then we're going to play that into Kabaji, I believe. We could go Alvida to draw 3 and trash 2, especially because we already have a blocker on the board. Our opponent's going into 9 Dawn, so we're pretty safe. But I think we need another blocker in case they play the 9-drop here. In case they play 9-drop Rush Kaido, go Dawn -5 and KO our blocker, it would put us in a very bad spot. We'd have to counter a 5, we'd have to counter a 7, and then they'd pop our Draco Mihawk. So I think having the blocker on the board gives us a secondary option in case that's what they choose to do. Because next turn we can play out Alvida, draw 3, trash 1, and go from there. Now they play Gum Gum Lightning. They get to KO our character. They have 8 Dawn left, so they have options. Let's just say options to say the least. So they're going to swing 6 at us. We are going to... They want us to take the free block, I feel like, and I think we're going to go for it. Because if they're going to swing really heavy to Mihawk, we have options to just be perfectly fine with that. They're going to go 7 into face here. They have 7 Dawn total. I think they're going to play another Sanji or a Luffy Taro. I think we're just going to take this. I know you guys might not think it's smart to take aggressively like this. They're going to go 7 into face. They don't have the effect going off, so we will have to counter out of this. We're going to go and give them a Moji or a Kabaji and a Gaudino here. And then now I'm going to show you the strength of this deck, because we're going to be able to remove this character very easily on 9 Dawn. Watch this. 5 into face. We are then going to go 7 into face. Our opponent's going to play a 10-drop Luffy here, and we need to think about that. So with them doing that, we need to develop the blocker. I would love to play the Alvida. Maybe the Alvida actually is the move, because filtering our hand would be great. We're going to draw 3, and then we're going to trash 2. We're going to trash 2 of our 10 drops. No, we're going to trash a Red Rock instead. Now we're going to use our leader effect. We're going to discard the 8-drop Croc to play out the Buggy, and then we're going to bottom deck that Rush Luffy and pass to our opponent's turn. So now we have a blocker on the board. We still have 6K counter. Our opponent is going to swing in for 7. Then they're going to drop the 10-drop. So we have to think about playing around this 10-drop. So 7, 5, no, because if they do 10-drop, it's going to be 6. We can get out of the 6 really easily, and then we can counter out of a 9. So I guess we have to... I think we can take this. I know that might seem crazy, but I think we take this attack, because now they're only going to have a 6 with the leader. I believe that's how this works, because now they go Dawn -10, they have 1 active, they go 6, and now we just counter out with a 2K, and now we can... Our opponent's going to go all in more than likely. They're probably going to go 10, which we can... Oh, they're going 8. Ooh, they actually misplayed. They could have gone all out. So we're going to counter out of this. They're going to go 12, and we're just going to block. So now we're just very safe here. I mean, we have to go for game. We have to go for the gusto. Don't get me wrong. We have to go for the gusto here. We're going to go 9 into face, just forcing out one of the Gum Gum Giants. We can go 9, 9, 9, which I think is going to be our best option here. Forcing out 1 card and Gum Gum Giant and forcing them to have 2. I think that's our best math. Now, we could have just 10 dropped, gotten rid of this, and then somehow played out the Mihawk. We could have, but then we lose our whole hand, basically. And so I don't think at that point we're really safe to do that. We're much rather just go for game. We're not in the best spot, don't get me wrong, but we're going to have to do what we have to do. We can go 9, 9, and this should force out Gum Gum Giant again. Our opponent decides to take, so we're just going to go 16 in the face, and that should just be game. They could Gum Gum Giant here, but then we still have a 5k swing, so I guess we're not too worried about it. If they can get out of 16, I mean, good for them. Holy cow. They can get 216, they can't get past it. GG's to our opponent. That was a really close match, actually, but I think we played that as good as we could. I mean, with them putting so much pressure, we should have counted out a little less, or a little more earlier, probably, just to be in a safer spot. We did know about the 10 drop, though, and if they would have swung that 10, we would have lost. So, hey, GG's to our opponent. We're on to the next one. Editor Chris here, just to let you know that these matchups are not meta. They are off-meta matchups because everyone is playing the starter decks on this sim. Just know I built this for the meta, for the blue-purple Luffys, the green-purple Luffys, and everything else in between. So just know that these won't be perfect matchup spreads to show you exactly the strength of this deck, and that you should take it with a grain of salt, and that it will play better into the meta when we get it on the actual sim, and I hope you're ready for that. Now we're taking on green, yellow Yamato, obviously with a lot of new starter deck support. I'm excited to see how their build is. They choose to go first, so we're going to be going second here. I think we should mulligan that hand. I don't think it's good enough for what we need, and I don't think this is good enough for what we need either. So we're just going to pass early. We don't have too many options. All we have right now is Kabaji, which becomes a 6k on our opponent's turn. So it's good they can't rest it down and remove it. If they swing really heavy into us, we're just going to take it. So 7 into face. We are going to take, draw 2 cards basically, and I'm cool with that. We're going to go 5 into Momonosuke, just remove it off the board, and we're going to play down the Kabaji we just talked about. So if our opponent wants to hit us really hard again, we're just going to take. I mean, this matchup, you basically just take until you go to 1. If they're going to hit us for 6, it would be greedy to take, so we won't. As bad as I want to, especially because we could have gone into the Crocodile next turn, it would have been nice, but it is what it is. We're going to now cheat out Buggy into Mihawk here. So we're going to go 6 in the face, because now we're going to have 2 blockers as active. We're going to discard. We don't have to worry about removal, so I think we're going to drop the Mihawk and Crocodile. They get the Onami trigger to get rid of our blocker. That sucks. That's just unlucky. We're going to discard this. We're going to play out the Buggy into the Mihawk, draw 2, and then trash 1. Pudding might come up, but I really think this is a resource game here. I think we're going to keep the peel off because we're going into 8, and we can tap 5 on the next turn. I don't think we'll need Red Rock, though, in this matchup. We're going to pass the turn over to our opponent and say, your go, what do you want to do? So they have the Kikinojo that cannot attack thanks to our Buggy. We have our Draco Mihawk, which can block out of a large attack. This will have Rush, possibly, since we're at a lower Dawn count. They can put 2 Dawn, and then you may return 2 of your total given Dawn to the cost area rested, and this card gains Rush and plus 1,000 power. So we can just block out of this for free, basically, and then we can just take the 8 pretty safe here. Now, if they want to go into this, we're going to have to give them 2 cards. Didn't really think about them swinging our Mihawk there, and we definitely should have. So we have options here. My question is, how worried are we about this card? I think we just remove it. I don't think there's any reason not to at this point. I think we just swing 7 into face and then Red Rock the character. I would love to just be able to draw cards and filter out the board. It's just, can we withstand this card for 1 more turn? I think we'll draw. We'll see what happens. So now we can go 7 drop Croc. So we're just going to go 5 into face here, and then we're going to go 7 drop Croc into Kabaji. It's not the best options. I was hoping to draw something a little better, but I think we'll be okay. We only have 1k counter after this. We could just play Pudding, I guess, but that's not really worth it. I think we can withstand this character for 1 turn and then Red Rocket next turn. The big thing is just keeping our Mihawk in hand and like actually having it ourselves. Now we're going to leader effect, drop the Crocodile Mihawk, play out the Crocodile into Kabaji, and pass to our opponent. So we only have 3 cards in hand, putting us in a kind of bad position, but we can take very aggressively here and then be very safe. Because, I mean, they don't have 4 costs that can attack. They don't have 3 costs that can attack. The one thing we're worried about is the new 3 cost that KOs a 5 cost, which is really strong. Now, this is going to give their leader Banish here, and it's going to basically force us out of their Banish attack. They are a stronger leader thanks to this Kozuki Momonosuke that gives the leader plus 1,000 power. A very strong card right there. And now they're going to swing 9 at us. We're just going to have to block out of that because we do not want to take a Banish swing at this point in the game. And we're going to have to hope we top deck something very nice to put down this 10 drop Buggy on the field. Now our opponent can swing in for 7. That was a great way to get rid of our resources. I mean, just having Banish on a leader with double attack is wild. If they had just Banish, it'd be fine. But having that is crazy. So they're getting to really destroy our board here, and I don't even think having the 8-drop Croc at this point would help us much. Now we only have 2 swings coming into our opponent. They don't have any blockers at the moment, so I think we should be safe. They don't need rush. They don't need to use the secondary effect. They're going to swing 10. We're going to take very aggressively. And that's what it is, I guess. So I think we're just going to go for 4 Dawn into Kozuki Momonosuke. So we're just going to go 7 into face, see what they decide to do. If they take, I think that's actually fine for us. Because we can go, we have options. We have options, to say the least. The big thing is just removing this body off the board. Obviously, Doji can't attack and Kikinojo can't attack thanks to the Buggy. They don't really have a way to interact with it. With them taking the 7 and not countering out puts us in a better spot. They do trigger out the body, but that's, again, a 4-cost character. They would need some way to remove our Buggy here, and they don't have it. So we're just going to swing 9. We're going to sit on 3K counter and red rock their Kozuki Momonosuke, and basically just say, what do you have for me? I mean, at this point, we should be safe now that we remove their body. They don't become a 6K leader. They don't have a swing on the board, and we totally decided to ignore it. We have the pudding still in hand, so we can take kind of aggressively here. The big worry is like maybe a Hody Jones, but even Hody Jones I don't think gets them there, because then they swing in for 8 with leader. I guess, actually, Hody Jones might get him there. I said that out loud, and then I was like, well, maybe, actually, possibly. Now, Momonosuke is able to heal them with a Wano character. This is a really fun matchup. Just the Wano build of Yamato is actually kind of cooking up here. I'm enjoying it a lot, watching this go down. It is a 5-6. That's going to be pretty strong. It does not stop attacking from our character. They're going to swing 9 into us. It looks like they don't have a way to do banished. Oh, 9 to Craw? Interesting, interesting. I think we just have to let that go at this point. They're playing smart. They're not giving us options. They're not giving us, removal on the board or anything like that. I think what we do here is we're going to pudding to remove 2 cards from their hand. Ooh. I think we're going to pudding, and then this is going to be crazy. We're going to try something. We're going to play out Buggy, bottom deck this, get rid of it, and then swing in for 6. Obviously, if they take, it just triggers out, and that's fine with me. It can't attack anyway, so we're just getting cards out of hand at this point. The big issue now is just this blocker. So we have 4K counter. That was the only way to really keep a lot of counter in hand, so I think we're in an okay spot. It's not great. I'm not going to sit here and say it's great. If they hit me with a banish double attack, I mean, we just have to go for game. They get the Ashura Doji. They pop our Charlotte Pudding. Really good stuff right there. I mean, just being able to remove our body is always going to be good. Just says if your leader has the land of Wano type and your opponent has 3 or more life cards. Oh, 3 or more. Okay, that's good for us, actually. We're just going to take both of these. Boom. What are you going to do now? So they have 1 Dawn active for a Blaze Slice. So Blaze Slice giving plus 1,000 power. They don't have a blocker here. They didn't give the 2 Rested Dawn, but they should have had a blocker. So maybe we play it as if they did have a blocker. I think we're going to Draco Mihawk for sure. I'm not worried about them going for game, honestly. Why can this not attack? Oh, because of my Buggy. It can't attack anyways because of Buggy, so it's not like we can go for game. I think we're just going to swing 5 here, just to make sure they can't continue to search cards to prolong this game. I think that's going to be a good option. We could go, I think it's going to be best just to tap out for this, draw 2, then we're going to trash 1, and then we're going to draw 2 cards, and then we're going to Galdino search, and we're going to grab a 2K counter. Yeah, I think we just grab a 2K counter in that situation, and then pass. So we're sitting in a better spot. We have a ton of counter now. Our hand is refilled. We had a perfect top deck with the Sanji Pilaf thanks to the filter built into the deck. So we're going to continue this game on. It's getting really close. Our opponent's getting into a spot where, I mean, if they don't get a Hody Jones soon, they kind of just lose. Hody Jones really does just win them the game here, honestly, because, I mean, an 8 is 2 2Ks, and then a 10 is 2 2 1 1. Actually, we can get out of it. We can get out of a Hody Jones here. And they're just going to swing 12 at us, leaving 3 as active. They're probably going to play out some kind of blocker. I don't know the deck list at this point. I'm going to be honest. I don't know the deck list at this point. So I think we just block 2 2 2. No, I think we just let it go. I think we have to just let it go. We have blockers in hand to give us options. Ooh, they're just going for that. Okay. We could go 7-drop Croc into Kabaji for 5 and then play out Emoji. So we just swing in for 6 at our opponent here. I think that's fine because that gets us, but if we put out too many blockers, I feel like it's just about the same at this point. I don't think we should put out that many blockers. I think we should just tap 7 and play out a blocker, 1 blocker, because if we do less than that, it puts us in a bad spot in case they do play the Hody Jones. We need to have the counter ready for Hody Jones. That's my biggest issue here. Ezo, being able to rest down a 4 cost, this gets plus 1 cost, so they cannot rest it down, thanks to us having 2 7 costs on the board. So they thought they had us, but they did not. Fun fact, they did not. So our opponent's going to swing 11 at life here. We're just going to block out. We're going to be safe. I think they just need Hody Jones. That's literally all they need, and then we're in a really bad spot. I think we just go, we can continue prolonging this game as long as we need to. That's the best part here. I think we're going to go 9 at face, because that still leaves us options to go Crocodile again. So they block out of that attack. So I think we just Crocodile into Moji, and then we're just going to be swinging for 6. So we'll just swing for 6, and then we're going to Crocodile into Moji. Maybe it's even better to swing big there and just go Moji at that point, just to keep more counter in hand, because we have the Crocodile already on the board. Or go double Moji and just swing 5. Well, now if they go blocker, we just lose, or we don't win. So I think we need to go Crocodile into Moji, just in case they get the blocker. Now, again, Hody Jones off the top, you got me. You got me. I have 6k counter in hand. I can't get out of an 8 and a 10. They would rest down our blocker. They would just win the game, honestly. So we're kind of lucky at the end of the day that they have not found one. We're really just prolonging this game as long as possible. And this Buggy is putting in work, just stopping all these characters from attacking. They play down Denjiro. Denjiro really doesn't do anything in this matchup right now. In this position, they get a blocker down. Blocker's going to be fine. We're going to be able to tap 5 Dawn here and just remove the blocker for free, basically. They're going to swing 7 at us. We're just going to block out for free. We could have like dropped 1 card and then blocked out. They're going to give 2 rested Dawn there. So what we're going to do is, I think we just start with a 7 into face and see what our opponent decides to do. If they can counter out, it tells us a little bit more. But I think 7 is better to start, because then we can go 10 and 11. So they go ahead and block out. So now we can go 9, and we just have guaranteed lethal. They should have at least taken first and then decided, because now it's just guaranteed lethal. That was a misplay on our opponent's part. I was thinking about tapping 5, playing out Buggy, and then bottom decking the blocker, which is probably what I should have done. But I don't know if that's guaranteed at that point. So then we don't have a blocker and we just lose on the clapback. So, hey, GG's to our opponent. We knew they had a Blaze Slice, which gives them plus 1,000 power, because they did not use one before this. But it rests to 4 cost. All of our 4 costs are 5 costs, so we were really safe. They had another blocker. Are they running Hody Jones at all? We're still deck testing, guys. They should be running Hody Jones. They do have Hody Jones in there. I think that's literally all they were missing. Other than that, I mean, that was a great game. GG's to the Yamato player. Let's get on to the next one. And to finish it off, because we have a very limited amount of people we can go against, we're gonna go against another Buggy player. We're gonna mulligan that hand. We're going second, so we're gonna go straight into Alvida. I love what we have here. Now, we don't have a 2-Dawn play. That's my only issue. We don't have a Galdino in hand. They get the Sanji's peel off early. Good for our opponent, but I don't think they think of the strength of going second. We're gonna go ahead and take no trigger. We're gonna hold the red rock for later, because we will probably need it. We're gonna go ahead and play down a draw 3, trash 2. We're gonna swing 5 into face here. And then again, draw 3, trash 2, 5. They counter early, which I don't think is correct. We're going to trash 2 cards from hand. We are going to trash the Buggy, because the Buggy, do we have an option to cheat out another body? We have the Crocodile for next turn. Taking out a 4-cost character is definitely not bad. But we can go into 8. We could draw 2 cards instead. I actually think we're going to drop 1. I think we're going to drop the red rock. I think we're just going to go 10 drop instead. But going 10 drop back and forth is going to be difficult. I think we're going to drop that in a 2k counter. I think we're going to drop one of the Kabaji's here and pass. I think that's the best option in this situation. I could be wrong. Let me know down below if you think I'm wrong. I don't think Buggy's going to be good to play out, but it's going to be an option for sure. We're going to go ahead and take this attack as well. I know we're taking very aggressively, but that's how I play this game. That's very, very, very good right here. They're going to play the 8-7 Crocodile Mihawk that draws 2, trashes 1. Then they're going to play down the Alvida. Very good options. We already have an Alvida down, which is good for us. We're going to play out our own Crocodile unless we get a 7 cost to add 1 cost to this character. Our opponent's a little behind on board size here, which is good for us because of how they chose to go first. We're going to be getting our 10 drops first, which is either really good or really bad. I'm not too sure just yet. I like having a little more tempo. I would love to play this into the Mihawk, but that's just not going to work at the moment. So I think what we're going to do is just drop the Buggy altogether. I think we're going to swing 6 in a face here. We are not going to swing with the Alvida. The Alvida would be really bad to swing with. If our opponent counters, that's just a misplay in my opinion. They give us a 2k counter. So again, in my opinion, that is a misplay. In others, it may not be. So the only issue here is we need to, I think we need to hold the 7 cost, which is the only issue here. So I think we're going to hold it. We're going to play this out, draw 2, and then trash 1. I think we can now trash this now that we have the 8 cost. And then we're going to play out a Kabaji, which is going to be a 6k blocker. And then we're going to pass to our opponent. We are not going to use the blocker at all here. If they choose to swing all out, that's fine with me, actually. They should go 7-drop Croc this turn. They should go 5-5-7. We can get out of 5-5 and then just take the 7 pretty easily here. So we'll give them a Mr. 1 Daz Bones. And we are getting very bricked up here. Very bricked up. They do go Crocodile into Alvida. That's going to be very good for our opponent here. We're going to go Sanji's peel off into... We don't really have another 4 cost now. There we go. Hey, we're going to start with drawing 2 cards, deciding what to do after this. And now I think we're actually going to go 5 into face first. Another Alvida would be amazing. But I think we're going to go into a Mihawk because I don't really want to get rid of my counter in hand. We're going to trash a Mihawk to play out a Mihawk. We're going to be able to draw 2 and then trash 1. This stops characters that would be removed from the field by our opponent's effect. So the 10 drop's not going to do anything, actually. They're going to have a 10 drop next. So we're going to be a little ahead in hand size. I think that's going to be the most important. So we're going to hold the pudding. I think we're going to drop another 8-drop croc. They won't have a way to remove our 8-drop croc. If they do, I don't know how. I don't know how. They would have to double 10 drop, which is something we can do on our next turn, which is why we're holding 2 10 drops. They're going to go in 10 drop. They're going to choose the Mihawk. No Crocodile Mihawk effect. Interesting. Well, we're going to have to give up the Daz Bones here. I think our opponent's about to swing all out. So I think it's going to be a 7-7-5-9. So we're going to have to take the 5s. We need to keep this character in hand. We need to be able to get out of some of the attacks here. Wow. That is kind of wild. They really want us to use this blocker, and we're not going to. We are not going to. Oh, man. 7, we're going to just take. That's just stupid, in my opinion. That was just stupid. They get to draw 3 and trash 2 again. Now we're going to bottom deck their Buggy because we're going to go Alvida. Oh, we can't go Alvida. We have to go with a 5 cost here. No, we don't. No, we don't. So we can go Alvida first. So we can go 6 into Alvida. We're going to go 5 into Alvida. And then we're going to go 7 into Alvida. We're really trying to worry about the hand size here. This is going to be a very long game, it looks like. We're going to go 6. They let that go. We're not even going to swing anything else. We're going to tap 4 for Alvida. We're going to trash 2 cards, being Crocodile Mihawks. That didn't do anything for us, apparently. And one of the Mihawks. Now we're going to trash 1 card from hand, which is going to be a Peel-Off makes the Buggy free next turn. I think we drop 7 Croc and play out 10 drop, and then bottom deck their 10 drop. Excuse me, kitty. You gotta go. And then we're going to pass. So we gotta bottom deck the character perfectly free. I mean, this card should stop it from being bottom deck, but I guess there's a bug because this is in beta testing, so just know that it's not that serious. We don't really care too much. Now, they play a Sanji's Peel-Off, they play a Mr. 3 Gaudino, they get to look at the top of the deck, and now they're going to discard, play out a Buggy, bottom deck our Buggy, but then they bottom deck their character. So because they don't have all 5 costs across the board, this is putting us in a very good spot here. Because what we can do next turn is we could block out of this for free, forcing them more into our bodies, which I'm not against. If they remove this body, we're just going to go Mihawk and Peel-Off. We don't have to go 10 drop here. So I think we're just going to... Oh, because they bottom decked it, this does not have blocker anymore. So we have to counter this. So we'll give them a 2K here. This is going to put us in a very bad spot. It's all because this Crocodile's not working, just so you know. It's all because the Crocodile's not working properly. They're going to go 7. They're going to have to take. They could go 8. Doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 cards from our hand. And now what do we do? They have 1 Dawn active, which is kind of weird. But hey, it is what it is. We're going to go Peel-Off, draw 2 cards. We're going to have to put down Crocodile this turn. So we have 1 additional Dawn. We're going to go 5 into the Alvida. Then we're going to go, what? The counter. We're going to go 5 into the Alvida. Okay, we're going to go 6 into the Alvida. I'm going to take every card from their hand. We're going to go 7 into the Alvida. Okay, they finally let it go here. We're going to draw 2. We're going to trash 1, being Sanji's Peel-Off, and then we're going to pass. So we have 2 blockers on the board. If they 10 drop and get rid of our Draco Mihawk, this loses blocker and we just lose the game, honestly. So if that's what happens, GG's. I mean, the Crocodile's just not working. Instead, we would just discard a card. So we'd be down like 2 cards in hand size total, but we'd be in such a more advantageous position here. So we are going to counter this attack while we can. We're going to 2K, 1K. We're going to keep the Gaudino. Maybe we should have blocked first just in case they play something else out. But I'm kind of okay with where we're at. I think we're building up a very large board size. So we're going to just block out of this attack. We can kind of lose some of our board here. That's okay. I don't know what else they can do. We're going to guarantee that we get that blocker off because we only have 2 characters that are higher than that. So if they were to drop something big, we just lose the character. Now we're going to block out of that as well. And we have to just figure it out from here. They're going to discard 1 card, play out a Crocodile Mihawk. That's then going to play out a Kabaji blocker. That's going to be a 6K blocker. So we're going to have to... I think we're going to Mr. 3 first. That is horrible. We don't need that many 10-drop Buggies, honestly. Now we're going to Alvida, draw 3, trash 2, and then we're going to have to Moji. No, I don't think there's any way we don't lose this. I literally think there's absolutely no way we don't lose this. Because even if we could remove the board, we would have literally had to just go for game. I think just because we didn't go for game, it puts us in a worse spot. But there's not really a way to go for game with 4 swings and 4 life. So we're just gonna swing. It's just GG's at this point. We just lost. Unlucky. Sanji's Peel-Off trigger's pretty good. We're gonna swing 7. We're gonna then play out the Moji. Oh, the emoji doesn't even have blocker. So what we'd have to do here is actually trash the Dazbones, play out the crocodile, and then play out the emoji, and then pass. So that's literally all we have. It's just 7-7, and they don't lose the game. Well, 7-9, because you just block out of this, you draw a card. Now they just swing in for 9, or 7 again. Doesn't really matter. They have enough swings on the board to just go for gusto. GG's to our opponent. That was just because the 8-drop Buggy wasn't working. If that was working properly, what the heck? They're running Impel Down All-Stars in their deck? Interesting build we got going on over here. Alright, well, hey, that was Buggy. Again, we are still in beta on these starter decks here, so it's not going to be perfect. We did lose a matchup against the Buggy, but I think that's just part of the matchup right now with having that Draco, Mihawk, and Crocodile just not working perfectly just yet, but that's okay. We're still in beta testing again, so keep that in mind that these people are working so hard on the sim, and we're going to be working so hard on that live stream tonight. Anyways, see you at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But back to the sim talk. We had a lot of fun here with Buggy. I think we're getting there with the deck list. I think we're pretty close. There's maybe some things to work on. I don't think this is as good as people are saying. I think people are sitting here saying this is going to be a top 5, top 10 deck in the format. I don't think it's as good as people are saying, but I still think it's a very strong deck. A really good off-meta rogue deck that people may not expect, especially into a more aggro format, and maybe it's really good in the meta. Obviously, today we're playing a lot of off-meta starter deck stuff because people are testing the new starter decks on this sim, the beta sim, so hope you guys enjoyed. I think we'll just have to see how it does settle up in the format. I would love to see it be in the top 10, don't get me wrong. I want somebody to prove me wrong. I want to be seen that, I want to see that it really is as good as people say. So, thank you so much for watching today's Buggy video. I enjoyed this video so much. I love playing the clown, and I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live stream. Peace.